All right, so let's take a quick look down the main fence line. It's almost mid-December, and see what I have growing and what's doing good and what's being ripped out right now. So this is my backyard garden. It's literally, I have the fence line, stuff on the porch, and then I'm allowed to use down the fence line. The stuff in the yard, that has to get moved. But this is what I got to work with. This is my Zone 10 tropical garden, and I will show you guys what I have growing right now in December. Alright, so over here we've got another round of sorghum because a bunch of seeds sprouted and planted themselves, so we're just going to go ahead and let them grow in the wintertime. And under here is some cilantro that I'm saving for seed. And then we've got sweet potatoes, which are starting to look a little lousy there. These are our lima beans. First time ever growing lima beans, so I'm not sure what to expect, but they do look big, healthy, and happy. And this is our purple Chinese kale, some cabbage, mustard, that's a flower, but I cannot recall the name right now, along with a tomato that just decided to sprout out of there. So that's why I brought this plant over here to the trellis area with the tomatoes. All right, so speaking of tomatoes, this is the start of the tomato trellis area. It's not only tomatoes, but it's mostly tomatoes. And this was a little volunteer that popped up. It's a grape tomato, and it is loaded down with fruit, tons of flowers. And it's a couple weeks into December, and we've got this already. And then we have some, let's see, Wapsapinican or Wasapican peach tomatoes. These are fuzzy little yellow tomatoes. They're getting flowers on them nicely. Well, see if you can see in there. There we go. And they're already looking big and bushy. Followed by peas, and it has, I guess, been way too hot for me to have any luck with peas. These are called Wando pea. They're from M.I. Gardner. They are the only ones that are still alive. I've had sugar daddies. I can't remember. That's just the main one I can remember. And most of them are gone, long gone. And then interplanted in between all this is more of the lima beans. All right. On to the next little section. Here is our ube plant. I've got to look up and do a little more research, but I think these little kind of fuzzy points at the base of the leaf, that's where the little tiny tuber things are going to form along the vine that you can use as seed for this. So I've got to do a little more research, but I believe that's where they're going to form. And then we've got a couple tomatoes already going here. Not fruit. They are flowering, but these are, can't see the tag, big rainbow with some mustard and some cabbage. Some more sweet potatoes, little zinnias back there. And then we got marigolds up here with some cabbage and bok choy. These guys are already looking really nice. And this is what I was saying about no luck with the peas. Oh, I guess one plant might be alive underneath there. But I think it's been way too hot. Peas are not happy with me. All right, and then the next little section we have, this is just some zinnias. Then we got some bok choy and cabbage going in with the Creole tomatoes. Nice little flowers on these guys. So all the tomatoes are really starting to flower pretty well right now. These little guys here are sunrise tomatoes. Oh, wait, I did not even see that before. Look, we have a sunrise tomato right here. This little cute guy right there. All right, that's awesome. Okay, and then those are in there with some mustard. There's some garlic in there. And pretty much this loofah plant here, which was planted early summer, is now this crazy, insane thing. I've harvested so many loofahs between 3 and 4.5 feet long. There are still a ton of them on here. And there's some big ones. This one's probably really close to 4 feet. And it's got so many more babies coming in. Oh, this one, we're going to pick that one off. I don't have clippers with me, and these won't just pull off. I'm going to go ahead and take that one off because it's going to rot. But look at all these. And you can see hiding in there, we have our Okinawan spinach, which has got that absolutely gorgeous purple color underneath. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, somewhat. And then another ube hiding in there. And this is just mustards, cabbages. I thought there was bok choy, but I think there's not. There's a watermelon hiding in there. And then I have a few tomatoes growing in the back of that are going to go up the trellis as soon as I can get this loofah to just stop. I mean, look. You see that little thing? It's still trying to make loofahs in the middle of December. This one right here is actually pretty gigantic. So it starts here, goes around, curls, and comes down. And you come all the way down to the bottom, and it's a huge thing down here. So I will definitely make a video when I pick that thing off of there. And then there's, at the very end of the row, a couple pots added in, which is just a very beautiful little bok choy, a red cabbage. And then we got this toothache plant, which is just going crazy making flowers right now. And then some more purple kale. And that is pretty much the sum of what is growing down this one side of the fence. I'm going to try by the end of the week to get the rest of the spaces filled up with pots and get it hooked back up to the automatic watering system. But that's all for now. I thank you guys for taking time to peek in the back and see what I'm doing as far as gardening. If you get a chance, go ahead, subscribe to my channel, like my videos. It'll help me get more viewers out there that will enjoy my content. Thank you guys.